That's 5 days traffic on a busy Los Angeles freeway. Super Switcher. It should go a long distance to prevent traffic jams on your long-distance calls.
The Bell System. People using technology to help keep down costs and improve service. Keeping your phone system the best in the world.
It's the first show of the new year, and the Captain and Tennille do it right. With their guests Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis Jr., John Biner, Muhammad Ali, and Joe Namath. It's the new 1977 Captain and Tennille.
You are the apple of my eye, yeah. Forever you...
This is a cubic foot. There are 5 more of these inside the new Chevrolet than there are inside this year's older style full-size cars of Chevy's nearest sales competitor. That's based on U.S. government estimates of vehicle interior size as reported in the 1977 EPA Guide for New Car Buyers. The new Chevrolet with 5 more cubic feet of room. It stacks up beautifully. Now that's more like it.
Fellow Americans, stop dragging your feet. Wear kitties when you're going to go out on a date.
Look great.
But do you know your feet need a little love?
Kitty knows.
What an agonizing, enterprising, hard kind of day you spend working overtime. You.
It's ball.
You. You need shoes for it all. I say comfort and style if you're young at heart or young enough to remember. Come to Kitty and explore at the Great American Shoe Store.
What's behind the brand of hot dogs you buy? You know you're getting solid value with Oscar Mayer and quality trusted for generations. There's wholesome meat protein from solid cuts of meat. The only meat Oscar Mayer uses. U.S. government inspected. Oscar Mayer selected. Oscar Mayer wieners and beef franks in handy twin packs. The flavor's as good as the good meat itself. Oscar Mayer, America's #1.
When did you start baking from scratch?
It's not scratch, Mom. It's new Pillsbury Plus.
A yellow cake this firm could only be from scratch.
It's Pillsbury Plus.
A cake this moist could only be from scratch. A cake this rich could only be from scratch.
It's Pillsbury Plus. The plus is pudding. Pudding right in the mix to add that moistness.
Rich flavor. New Pillsbury Plus, huh? Looks like scratch has met its match.
Cut. Reload. That's a complicated-looking machine, isn't it? Funny thing is, a lot of people still think that taking home movies is that complicated, too. If that were true, believe me, I wouldn't take them. For instance, he's reloading the film. Let me show you how easy Kodak has made it for you and me with a Kodak Instamatic movie camera. You finish one roll of film, drop another one in, you're all set. How you doing, Charlie? Taking home movies couldn't be much easier than that, could it? You know, now is the time to start, too. When the kids are growing up, you're on your vacation, save the action and the color in movies. With Kodak projectors, movies are easy to show, too. And cameras start at less than $35. Actually, you know what Kodak does for you?
Try a taste of martini. The most beautiful drink in the world is the bright one, the right one. It's martini. Anytime, any place, anywhere. There's a wonderful world you can share in the bright taste of the right one. That's martini.
Why are women so happy about new Tickle antiperspirant? Is it because Tickle is the first roll-on with a big, wide ball? Is it because Tickle comes in 4 fresh fragrances? Or is it because Tickle helps keep you dry all day? Make yourself happy. Staying drier is nicer with a little Tickle.
Gentlemen, ladies, welcome to General Foods. Today, we're proud to announce a breakthrough in coffee. We're introducing the perfect cup. At first, I'd like you all to taste this new product, and then I'd be happy to answer any questions. Yes.
It's rich. All right, how'd you do it?
We discovered a process that removes bitter taste. Ma'am.
What kind of process?
We found that roughness and bitter taste went out as we reduced the caffeine down to 50%.
50%? Explain why you went to 50.
Let me show you. Run the film, Mike.
Smoothness and richness take over when there's 50% less caffeine than regular coffee. The perfect cup.
As simple as it sounds, that's the breakthrough. And speaking of a breakthrough, let's have a coffee break.
Introducing the perfect cup. Once you taste this coffee, you'll have no questions.
Well, you really did it to yourself this time.
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is.
Ah, those lovely bubbles. Bursting into action, instantly soothing your upset stomach and speeding relief to your aching head. Alka-Seltzer works fast.
Oh, what a relief it is.
Hello, young waffle lovers, wherever you are. Professor Goody here, high up in this bell tower. And just so that pesky waffle woofer won't follow me, I'm pulling all the ladders up behind me. There, safe at last. Now to pop a couple of delicious Aunt Jemima frozen waffles into my trusty toaster. So light, crisp, golden brown. Oh, I could hardly wait. Waffle, waffle, waffle. Waffle, 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 waffle. Sorry, Wallace. These Aunt Jemima waffles are just for me. Waffle, 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 waffle. Hey, now. Waffle. Wallace, please. Waffle, 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 waffle. Oh, very well, Wallace. Won't you join me? Waffle, waffle, waffle.
This is a waffle whiffer whiffing an Aunt Jemima waffle. You'll find them in your grocer's freezer. Is there a waffle whiffer at your house?
Waffle?
Cost of living got you down.
Prices are so high, I take a ladder to go shopping.
Cost of living got you down.
Money used to burn a hole in my pocket. Now it isn't even there long enough to get warm.
There's one bargain left in town.
Campbell's Soups. Try chicken with rice. Best parts of the chicken, fluffy rice, and 2 chicken stocks for extra flavor. About 6 cents a 7-ounce serving.
Sit right down and get your Campbell's worth.
Birth defects strike over 250,000 infants a year in this country alone. What can we do about it? Plenty. You know, research has shown that some birth defects can be prevented by proper prenatal care, and that includes good nutrition.
Well, that's not bad, but 4 pounds in 2 weeks isn't terrific.
I'm Mark Hamill asking you to protect the unborn and the newborn.
Ring around the collar, ring around the collar.
Those dirty rings. You scrub them, soak them, even bleach them. And you can still come out with...
Ring around the collar.
Now, try whisk around the collar. Pour concentrated whisk right on the dirt. It sinks in, starts to clean before you start to wash. Whisk around the collar beats ring around the collar every time. Whisk.
Here's Lucy. Was brought to you by Whisk. Whisk around the collar beats ring around the collar.
Mother Care take care of you before you're born and when you're...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mother Care, go up to 10.
You can go there when you're big, go there when you're small. You can go before you've scarcely been anywhere at all.
Now Mother Care, go up to 10.
At Mother Care, you're sure that the prices will be right for a grown-up girl or a tiny little mite.
Now Mother Care, go up to 10.
Such special care, such sensible prices for mothers-to-be and children up to...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Happy families, Mother Care, go up to 10.
Fireplaces glowing, icicles growing,
that wonderful season we all find so pleasing, the Toys R Us time of year. The world's biggest toy stores, Toys R Us. The biggest selection, Toys R Us. It's the Toys R Us time of year. Toys R Us.
My name is Mr. Bubble. Let me show you tubs of fun.
You can be a bubble nose.
With Mr. Bubble.
You can have some bubble toes.
With Mr. Bubble.
Or be a bobblehead.
With Mr. Bubble. I'm safe and gentle, and I make getting clean almost as much fun as getting dirty. Have a tub of fun with Mr. Bubble. He makes getting clean almost as much fun as getting dirty. Mr. Bubble.
What makes you think I'm a spy?
Two-way radio, micro tape recorder.
What makes you think I'm a spy?
On what?
Chocolate. Minstrels. Not like ordinary chocolate. Crisp sugar shell on the outside and surprise, surprise, smooth milk chocolate on the inside.
Chocolate?
Mm-hmm.
You do surprise me.
Minstrels. One of life's more pleasant surprises. Candy crisp, chocolate smooth.
Have you ever wished for one product that would clean and shine almost everything in your house? Here it is, Clean and Shine. Like magic, Clean and Shine leaves a nice shine on fine wood furniture, so you don't need furniture polish. It cleans and shines mirrors, so you don't need glass cleaner for mirrors. It cleans and shines refrigerators, like this kitchen product, even countertops, tile, and vinyl. Try new Clean and Shine, the foam that cleans and shines almost everything in your house.
What's up? Dino's stolen the different vitamins we need to make Flintstones. Yabba-dabba-doo, yabba-dabba-doo. Flintstone vitamins are good to chew with vitamin A, vitamin B's, vitamin C, and vitamin D. Help your body work and grow right.
We put them all together to make Flintstones vitamins.
Mom, if your kids don't always eat right, one Flintstone each day ensures they're getting the vitamins they may need. Yabba-dabba-doo. Flintstones, regular and plus iron.
Crack open an icy cold Hams. Refreshing as the land of sky blue waters. Enjoy a cool, refreshing Hams.
When Lipton blows the whistle, you gotta have a cup of tea. Listen to the Lipton whistle. Brisk, brisk, brisk. Lipton tea.
Lipton flow-through tea bags, like 2 bags of flavor in one.
We should be working toward 21 plus campuses of roughly capacity of 600 plus students.
That's Dr. Joe Baresi with the Midland School Board talking about plans for construction. With enrollment expected to top 2,000 in the next 5 years, what will those plans entail? I'm Rob Quirk in the Channel 9 newsroom. Will new buildings be constructed? Will additions be made? And at what cost to you? Join Janet and me for Channel 9 News at 10 o'clock.
Chevrolet has discounted each and every Suburban in stock $2,000. Get great selections and $2,000 in savings from the heartbeat of West Texas.
Bronco Chevrolet.
When news happens in the Permian Basin, and you see it happen, call Newsline 9 at 561-9991.
Bite into a golden crunchy and give a little smile. Life is full of golden moments, they make each day worthwhile.
Crunchy is a golden honeycomb of hundreds of tiny glucose bubbles, covered in creamy milk chocolate.
Bite into a golden crunchy. Bite into a golden crunchy.
Once there was an ant and a grasshopper. The ant worked day and night while his friend the grasshopper fiddled away his free time. Then when the ant left on his winter vacation, was the grasshopper left in the cold? Cause the grasshopper was on the payroll savings plan. And by now, all those U.S. savings bonds added up to a big surprise to the ant and a big winter vacation for the grasshopper. Moral, buy U.S. savings bonds and you don't need a rich ant.
It's happening all around the house, right about now.
I'd like a Triscuit.
I'd like a Triscuit. I'd like a Triscuit.
I know my family, and when they'd like a snack, they'd like a Triscuit wafer.
Great with cheese.
Or with a dip.
Neat with jam. Or just by themselves. And they really are good. Triscuit wafers, they're made from 100% natural whole wheat, and that's good too.
A Triscuit baked only by Nabisco.
From time to time through history, the greatest need has been for facts. Facts to know where to build new schools, new houses, hospitals, factories, roads. We need facts to help fight sickness and disease. And that is why, on April the 25th, we are asking you to fill in the 1971 census. An army of men and women with light blue satchels will deliver and collect them from every household in Britain, with no exceptions. The form is secret. There is nothing to fear from completing it. When its contents have been analyzed, it'll be locked away for 100 years under guard. And all these officials are pledged to secrecy. Identify them by the blue satchel. It's the big form with a big job to do. We need the facts from you.
Look what happens when you buy 3 boxes of Purina Cat Chow. You get 1 box free.
Purina Cat Chow. Chow, chow, chow.
Buy 3 bags of Purina Cat Chow and get a coupon good for 1 bag free.
Purina Cat Chow. Chow, chow, chow.
No matter what size you buy, you can mail in proofs of purchase and get a coupon good for 1 free.
Purina Cat Chow. Chow, chow, chow.
So, buy any 3 Purina Cat Chow now and get 1 free.
Chow, chow, chow.
Tuesday, a lucky shot makes Richie an instant hero.
Want to go up to Inspiration Point with me? I'll show you my fake.
Oh, Richie, you're such a jock.
Then...
Buns.
Hiya, Pinky. How you? It's the love story that shook the world.
I love her?
There's drama, action, and romance. Fonzie loves Pinky right after Happy Days.
Coca's life is got the taste and the feeling you like. Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola. Come on, girl, gotta share a Coke with you. Let the feeling through. You wanna live a little bit more. That's what the taste of Coke is for. Coca's life, everybody wants a little life. Coca-Cola, Coca's life.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Almond Joy's got nuts, Mounds don't. Almond Joy's got real milk chocolate, coconut and munchy nuts too. Mounds got deep dark chocolate and chewy coconut. Ooh. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Peter Paul, Almond Joy's got nuts, Peter Paul, Mounds don't. Because sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
America's been waiting for a family show about a real family.
Maybe you're just old-fashioned. Yeah, maybe.
A show that reveals the joys and the sorrows.
You better all dig down and find your pennies because this family could be in deep financial trouble.
The triumphs and the defeats of real people.
Mary, would you lay off him? He's just trying to do his job.
The Bradfords are the family. 8 is Enough is the show. Right after Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley.
Creases look really sharp in the right places, but never on your eyes. That's why Revlon created Natural Wonder Crease-Proof Cream Shadow. Crease-Proof Shadow. It just won't creep into creases. It's wink-proof, fade-proof, even waterproof. Stays fresh, stays put in 21 beautiful colors. Natural Wonder Crease-Proof Shadow. by Revlon. There you go.
When I was a kid, the closest you could get me to a fish was the aquarium. Now, thanks to McDonald's, I'm the expert. You see, most fish is not government inspected, but all McDonald's fish is U.S. government inspected grade A. And it's all prime white filet. No fish cakes, not ground up, not mixed with other fish. It's a filet of fish. The best-selling fish sandwich in America. Tell them your nickname, Henry. They call me Jaws.
Quality you can taste.
You make this shot, you can have anything you want for dinner.
I'll have Kentucky Fried Chicken, Mom.
You got it, superstar.
Kids love Kentucky Fried Chicken, just like other folks. And with all those delicious fixins, what a meal.
It's finger-licking good! Real goodness from Kentucky Fried Chicken.
How many bacon packages do you look at before you find one you like? Well, Oscar Mayer knows just what you're looking for. Bacon that cooks up like this, with nice, even slices, and the best balance of fat to lean. At Oscar Mayer, that's the way we select our bacon, too. Before you ever see it, you get consistently high-quality bacon every time, because we do what you do before you do it. Oscar Mayer, America's best-selling bacon. There's nothing quite like them on television. The Bradfords, not your typical family of 8 children.
I don't wear nightgowns anymore, Daddy.
They'll make you laugh one minute
I forgot to kiss you goodnight.
and cry the next, just like your own family. 8 is enough right after Happy Days in Laverne and Shirley.
This is Concours, a world-class luxury compact from Chevrolet. In Europe, to show that an American car can challenge the highways of the world, Concours is an affordable car for people who appreciate the stylish elegance of fine touring cars, luxurious interiors, and dependable Chevrolet engineering. Concours, built for Americans at home anywhere. A world-class luxury compact from Chevrolet.
Use FinalNet for 5 good reasons. 1, FinalNet is not an aerosol. It's concentrated with a hold that really lasts. 2, it holds without stickiness. 3, it goes where you want it. 4, FinalNet has no aerosol propellants. 5, this much FinalNet goes as far as this much aerosol. Use non-aerosol FinalNet. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ben Franklin, you discovered electricity.
No, something really shocking. Look, Carefree sugarless gum here, Trident here. Both cost the same, yet Carefree gives you 32% more gum by weight than Trident. And Carefree's taste, electrifying.
Ben, the electricity.
I'll think about it in Washington, A.C.
That's Washington, D.C.
Get more gum with Carefree.
Now in bubble gum, too. More gum.
Carefree sugarless gum.
Why are women so happy about new Tickle antiperspirant? Is it because Tickle is the first roll-on with a big, wide ball? Is it because Tickle has a new, quick-drying formula? Or is it because Tickle helps keep you dry all day? Make yourself happy. Staying drier is nicer with a little Tickle.
Gentlemen, these are the ingredients that make Campbell's old-fashioned vegetable soup so delicious. Carrots, potatoes, celery, onions, corn, peas, green beans, lima beans, cabbage, turnips, and macaroni. Now, who puts them in the soup?
We do, sir.
But who prepares the beef broth?
Only you, sir.
And why is that?
Because too many cooks. Sit right down and get your Campbell's worth.
America's classic thrillers come to life. The Hardy Boys' Nancy Drew Mysteries. An adventure into suspense.
There's got to be a way out of here.
You used to go with her? Forget that.
Oh, Professor, do ghosts leave footprints?
The adventures of America's favorite young detectives come to television.
Follow that ghost.
The Hardy Boys' Nancy Drew Mysteries.
Earthlings are divided into two species. Those who use giant tin smash with 16 servings, measuring scoop, and resealable lid. And others who carry heavy bags of potatoes home to make mash. Sir, how else can we tell the Earthlings apart? The ones that carry potatoes may have longer arms.
Or mash, get smash.
Nervous is meeting your boyfriend's family. All 16 of them.
Nervous is why there's new Soft and Dry.
Soft and Dry roll-on. Nothing keeps you drier when you're nervous.
Nervous is taking your driver's test for the 4th time.
Nervous is why there's new Soft and Dry.
Nothing keeps you drier, yet it never stings most girls, even after shaving.
My fellow classmates.
Nervous is why there's new Soft and Dry.
Hi, I'm Sandy Duncan, and like most everybody, I am a snack lover. In fact, right now, I love some Wheat Thins. Wheat Thins taste really good, and they're full of natural whole wheat. So they make a terrific snack, right out of the box, or you could put something on top. Look, when you're having a snack, why not have something really good? Wheat Thins. They call them the light little cracker with the big wheat taste from Nabisco. Love them.
Introducing the Kodak Instant Camera with a twist. Meet the Crank.
Can you feel a brand new day?
Imagine instant pictures with color. Color by Kodak. Just crank, 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 and in minutes you get bright, colorful, instant pictures with a textured satin luxe finish. See your photo dealer and shake hands with the Crank. The Kodak Instant Camera with a twist.
Know how I save money? With unsweetened Kool-Aid and sugar, just like my mom did. I remember how she'd mix a big pitcherful. Kool-Aid was so good and so inexpensive. It's still as delicious as ever. Today, with my sugar, it's about 12 cents a quart. Has vitamin C, too. I like giving Kathy what my mom gave me.
Kool-Aid brand soft drink mix and your sugar. You loved it as a kid, you trust it as a mother.
Charlie and I were in the park. Then this man came up and said, would I like to see some puppies? And I said yes. And I was going to go, but Charlie stopped me. Charlie's reminded me, my mum says I shouldn't go off with people I don't know. Then the man went away. We went and told Mummy, and she said we'd been very good. I got an apple and Charlie got something he likes. He says never go anywhere with men or ladies you don't know.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, fuck it.
And good morning, everyone. How are we? I'm alive. Any day as I start above ground is a good day. I have a feeling I'm going to hear from Joey. I just sense it. I sense it. Good morning. Good morning, Joey. I thought I'd hear from you this morning. I hope you're doing well. I'm alive, so I'm here. Boy. Yeah. I didn't grab the meat for the day, so I'm gonna have to run over and dig it out of a box. I could almost reach through and grab it. Oh, I know you're tired. Boy, do I know tired. You, on the other hand, are another level of tired than I am. You're an actual busy guy tired. I'm just an old guy tired. Okay? Let me grab my media for the day here. All right. I got my stuff for the day here. Well, you must be working a lot then, kid, because you're too young to be tired all the time, so you must be working all the time. Natalie's first day back to school yesterday. Easy peasy. She was worried about it, but it ain't no thing. And then, of course, last night I got like a computer class here, an online class, but there's nothing to do. There's nothing going on. What do you got to do? Check in? She's like, I don't know. You go there and you do work and you turn it in, and then that says that you were there and there's nothing to do. Oh, well, there you go. There you go. Right there. But I like it when people show up and they kind of drift in and I see my viewer count go up and then it goes down and I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything from anybody. They're here, they go, they look at me and they're gone. 11 and a half hours last night. Wow. Most people sleep 11 hours, right? 8-10 hours, right? I can't stay awake for 11 hours and I can't sleep for 11 hours. You think, but you don't. But I ain't gonna go there. It's not worth thinking about. Well, today we have, it's Tuesday, so we have a 2 for Tuesday in the albums, in the music department. Today I decided to choose 2 from the Allman Brothers. So today we have Eat a Peach, the Allman Brothers, and we also have pardon me, the Allman Brothers, Brothers and Sisters. This is a great one. It's got Ramblin' Man on it. So there we go. So we got a twofer. We got a couple of Allman Brothers bands albums there, and that goes out for Keith, who is a big Allman Brothers fan, and I met him the other weekend. So these Allman Brothers records here, Eat a Peach, and Brothers and Sisters. Yeah, cool. I'm glad you're familiar with it. Yeah. Totally, dude. Totally. You know, it's nice. It makes me feel good. It warms my heart to know that youngsters such as yourself know music. That's awesome sauce. A lot of the times, everyone else will know more than I do about stuff. Like I've said before, I know a little bit about a lot of shit. I'm just a dabbler. I just dabble in knowledge. I can't. If I fill my head full of too much knowledge, it scares away all of my memories. And I'd rather have the memories than be like super smart guy, right? I'd rather just keep the memories. Everything I learn, I have to get rid of a memory, right? There's only so much room up there. So I do try to learn something every day, but I try to balance it with my memories, because my memories are important. And when I die, I don't want my last thoughts to be how to repair a fucking brake shoe, you know. I want it to be, you know, a fond memory, not crap. So hear me now and think about me later. I am going to have to try to remember to do a few things this morning. I got a video a video time machine to work on. I have to upload tomorrow's old time radio show, because we're going to listen to Sherlock Holmes. By which I get the term irregulars, which is what I had to turn that up. It's what my locals, my visitors to this channel are. I refer to them as irregulars, because it sounds fun. And I like the Baker Street irregulars, all those group of kids running around doing stuff for Sherlock Holmes. So let's see, I've got to upload a Sherlock Holmes. I've got to do a VTM video time machine, and that's going to be episode 24. I also have to research RIP, because I'm sure there's a lot of obits out there that I haven't been aware of, because I've been away from the computer here, you know. Yeah, at some point I'm probably going to get Keith on the show here to talk about the Allman Brothers, because he seems very knowledgeable. And okay, let me know when it's going to be around the corner, because she's like, check the post office. Can we go to the post office? I need to check the post office. I got stuff coming. I need to go to the post office. And I'm like, okay. Don't let her go. So Mom's been going, not knowing when to expect stuff. So yeah, let me know, and then we can go grab it without her knowing. And you'll let me know when it arrives. Yes. And let me know are they packaged separately so that I can open it up and hide them separately? Is that a possibility? Big box into smaller boxes to hide in places. That would be good. So let me know. If you don't want me to open it, I won't open it. I'll just cover it put it in a big giant something and stash it in the... Mom cleaned out the laundry room, so there's no place to hide stuff anymore. There's no piles to hide under. So we'll have to find a spot. Totally. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Alright. We gotta wait on the Christmas, huh? Cool. Totally cool. Yeah. Let's see. I'm not sure what you're gonna get for her, but I think another time. Okay, I think Mom and I are talking about getting her a CD player. So I hope I'm not stepping on any toes, but let me know. Because she's been talking about a CD player. I'm hoping I get a DVD player from the girls for Christmas, because that'd be nice. I have like 2, right? But I need one that's like a Sony. I need one that's like more than the little $20 DVD player, because they just burn out. They just stop working. They stop reading. They stop ejecting. They just do weird shit. I don't know what's wrong with the cheap ones. They're cheap, that's what it is. So, and then I've got a really, really nice one, a big giant DVD player, right? But it plays like 6 tracks, and then it goes back, and it jumps back, and then it jumps back, and it's like you go 5 steps forward and 3 steps back, and it's like weird. No wonder it was free. So I think we're gonna... I don't know. I'm not sure. We have a portable. We have one of the little Walkman kind. And she has a stereo, bookshelf stereo that my wife brought home. But she's afraid to put a CD in it, because one CD she put in it, I think she put it in wrong, and it messed up her CD. So she doesn't want to touch it anymore. So I'm kind of thinking, well, let's go to Best Buy and see what they have there. I would like to get her an integrated CD player for her stereo. Something that I could just plug into the back, into the inputs. But it's got to be something that's going to work with the analog stuff that she has set up. Or I've got to get her a CD player integrated into a receiver, and then she could... But then she loses her old receiver, right? And having that 79 turntable going through that 1980s, 1970s receiver, it's beautiful, right? I don't want to mess that up. So I'm looking to get something that I can just integrate into her system. You know, auxiliary jack. We had been using a little portable CD player. And then I've got my boom box. Oh, it's over there. I've got my boom box that she had been using when she'd like go to a house or something. But I don't know. I know she only listens to CDs at home. I know that. So I'm thinking I want to get her something for her system. I'm going to have to go look at her SA102 from Realistic and see what the inputs are on the back. I don't know how I've got it hooked up now. I think it has a jack for the phonograph. So, see, that's what sometimes she does that. She just puts her CD into her DVD player and puts it in, because she's got the little cheap CD or DVD player. And that's kind of what she's doing, but I know that she likes to, like, if she's going to listen to music, she doesn't want the TV on. If she's going to watch, you know, she's going to play a game, she's going to play the game, she's going to have everything else off. She's like, you know, weird like me. So, Totally, eh? But I'm pretty excited for her being back to school. She says, "Don't wake me up tomorrow. I want to sleep in." And then she'll have to get up and do her 2 online classes. She's got 3. She was supposed to do 1 last night. I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm not going to do anything. So she always starts off pretty rough. And then within a week or 2, she's got it handled. She can't do much anyway right now because she doesn't have any books. She waits. She doesn't get her books and go into class with everything. So they say, yeah, we don't need that. We don't need that. And we're only going to use, you got to borrow this, right? So she doesn't buy books anymore. Not at first. So now she knows that she only needs a couple of books. She doesn't need the books that are in the whatchamacallit. So that's neat. But she's just going to wait until she gets her books, and then she'll dive in and have to write a couple of essays to catch up. And I told her, look, whatever you do, stay caught up, at least caught up. If you can, try to get ahead so that when you go to Chicago, you don't have any worries. You don't like, oh my God, I got to go home and I got to do this, right? It's like bust your ass and make it happen before you go so that after you get back, you got nothing to deal with. You can even slack off a little bit and then catch up again, right? But, yeah, keep it together because, yeah. This week's TV show is on DVD, and it is Happy Days, seasons 1 through season 6. I can't find anything after that. It seems as though it changed hands at some point, and those who own the last 6 episodes or so, they don't want to give it up for DVD. And I don't know why that is. What I would really love to find is season 7 through the finale, and any of those little weird off shows, right? Joni Loves Chachi. That would be neat to get a hold of. But it's kind of unfortunate that I really, really wanted to catch up on the entire series, and I bought this thinking that it was the entire run, like the Laverne and Shirley collection I have. I was a little disappointed to find it's only 6 seasons, so I haven't really watched much of it because I'm like, well, gosh, I don't want to get to the the end of the 6th season and then have to wait. I guess I could buy it on Prime or something, but that just seems ridiculous because you own it, but you don't. I never could grasp the concept of owning something without physically having it, right? And therefore digital copies of stuff that are not here. They're out there somewhere, and I have to have an app and I have to subscribe. So essentially it's not free. You have to keep paying and paying and paying in order to keep that chunk of movies that you've invested all this money in. So I don't do that. I don't fall victim to that game. If I own a movie, it's a digital file on my computer, it's a DVD, it's a Blu-ray, it's a VHS, a Betamax, a Laserdisc. It's here. I own it. It's mine. I can put it in the machine and play it, or I can chuck it in the air and play skeet with it, right? So there you go. There you have it. There it is. I gotta drink coffee. I'm not drinking enough coffee in the mornings. I am, though, because I got done yesterday with my show and had breakfast and then went and laid down and stared at my eyelids for 2 hours. I should have had 2 more bong hits, and I should have turned the TV on, because I cannot sleep without the TV on. I thought, okay, I got the air on, the fan on, the room is nice and closed up and ice cold, I just laid there for 2 hours. And then got up, had a shower, put my teeth in, took my daughter to school, and sat in the car for 2 hours. We did go to In-N-Out after school and celebrate. And boy, did I eat. I gorged myself on almost 2 cheeseburgers. I used to have them animal style, big giant, with everything just doubled up, right? Cut in half so you could eat it. I can't eat those anymore. So I just have them meat, cheese, spread, onions, right? Just a little patty. Just a little cheeseburger, but they're easy to eat, and their meat is so tender, and there's nothing getting in the way, biting it. And I'm like, do we have a knife and a fork, right? And, because that's how I usually have to eat a cheeseburger now. And I grabbed it and opened it, and pulled it out, and just stuffed it in my face, and just bit into it with my teeth, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is it. Finally, I can start eating normal. And that's about as normal as it gets for me, being able to hork down a cheeseburger, right? I thought I was done with cheeseburgers. I kind of am, because there's only a couple of cheeseburgers that I can eat that, that my face will allow me to eat. So, there you go. Well, you go to sleep, brother. You take care of yourself. Get plenty of rest. Tick-tock, dude. It's just like, you'll be here less than a month. You're just like 3.5 weeks away, huh? Woo. Peace, brother. Take care of yourself. Take care of those around you. Love you, man. Thanks for being you, brother. See you soon. See you later. Don't go away, man. Just go away. So, I would love to talk about like a favorite episode of Happy Days, but it has been so long since I've seen like every single episode. And when they were in syndication, Happy Days Again, Fonzie's Happy Days, whatever, they brought it back in syndication a few times. Gonna have to I'll pick you up from the airport with both hands. You got it, brother. You just let me know what's going on, and we'll have Natalie come down and pick you up. She's been driving a lot lately. I bet she could make that trip easy, because there's no freeway. It's all 62. She's good on the 62 now. Yeah, we'll get you, brother. Easy peasy, man. We'll pick you up. You can have your usual stateroom here in the Mondre Mansion. You have your pick of the dogs to sleep with. Dogs just sit and stare at you. Who's this guy? Hey, it's him again. Totally. Well, you're going to get it from the dogs when you get back, because it's one thing, but, when you keep coming back, they're like, hey, we know you, hey. They're going to be all over you, dude. All over you. That's the way it is. Suck it up. Suck it up. So, yeah, man, I'm telling you, what a hell of a thing here. Airport. Totally. I go to that airport so much to pick people up, drop people off, pick people up, drop people off. I never fly, so. Natalie's talking about going to Europe and stuff. So I may fly at some point. I'd love to go to London. I'd love to go to Japan. I'd love to go to Tower Records in Japan. Right? Oh, would that be great, dude? Oh, you go to sleep. Don't answer me. Go to sleep. You're tired. Totally Television Tuesday, eh? So I've got this copy of the TV Guide from 1976. It's got the Bionic Man on the cover. Inside, in the back, on page 20, is an article by Bob McKenzie. So should I read this as Bob McKenzie? I don't know. A $6 million man is just a tin Lizzie, eh? That's what he says. Dear Bob McKenzie, eh? Is there a real $6 million man on the horizon? Can science turn damaged men into parahumans with extraordinary powers like those of Steve Austin? Whoa, eh? ABC's galloping fictional Superman. Not quite yet, but the expectations of some of the world's liveliest scientific minds are realized. The mating of man and machine is only a matter of time. Eh? Steve Austin will be merely a crude prototype, a Model T, a walking junk pile, by comparison with the extended human being of the future. Wow. Consider these developments soberly put forward by the researchers as probable in the next few decades. Brain transplants from one human body to another will be realized. Really? When? In the decades ahead? In the next few decades. So this is 1976, 86, 96, 06, 16. So this is almost 50 years away. Next year is 50 years after this, right? And I don't think we're any closer to brain transplant than we were back then. All right, I'm sure that we know a lot more about microsurgery, which is what it's going to take. But fusing a new spinal cord to an old brain, we've already seen face transplants, right? But you never really own it. It's not really yours. It's always somebody else's. If it was yours, you wouldn't have to take the medication to keep your body from rejecting it, right? So that's why using completely bleached out and sterilized and washed out cadaver bones and tissues and stuff, right? Because then you can put your own DNA into it and grow something of your own inside of the like the cupcake tin of somebody else, right? Like you take this the tissue from a human ear and completely wash the DNA out of it, so it's just empty fibers, right? And then you implant that DNA into it and it grows into your ear, and then it doesn't get rejected, right? So anyway, brain transplants, huh? While transplants of hearts, livers, and even arms and legs will become routine. Well, haven't we seen fingers and hands and stuff transplanted? Human brains will be linked directly to portable computers, thereby enabling an ordinary person to become quickly a wizard of mathematical reasoning and instant recall. Now, putting a microprocessor into a brain is not something new. They've been talking about it for decades. The movie from 1991 I think it is, Johnny Mnemonic, Keanu Reeves. He's got an implant. He's got a what's referred to as a prosthetic for that learning disability where you mix up letters and stuff, right? Anywho, computerized devices will enable the blind to see and deaf to hear. Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. Electronic artificial limbs like Steve Austin, though not as strong. Actually, the military and contractors have been working on something that you could wear that enhances your ability, right? Make you punch through walls, run super fast, jump super high. That's been in science fiction for a long time. And now it looks like something like that is going to happen. So that's cool. I'm reading from the TV Guide, 1976, August edition. Most of us won't be around in 2050, but many of the most stunning advances are predicted within our lifetimes. By the year 2000, a complete cancer cure may be achieved. Ha! Don't let the pharmaceutical companies take over, because they'll just want to dole out treatments, not cures. Chemicals will be used to cure mental illness. Yeah, there you go. To raise intelligence. Nope. Hereditary characteristics will come under chemical control. I don't think so. The brain transplant, with all its awesome implications, may arrive by that year. By 2000? Boy, are they dreaming. Boy, they got some pie in the sky shit going on. See, this is where we were at, but then big business took over, and they realized that it's easier to just keep selling us crap rather than do any good for us. Just keep selling us crap. Keep us buying crap. Keep us down here buying crap. Oh, here's the new crap. Let's buy some new crap. Oh, here's some new crap over here. Let's buy this. What about the old crap? Landfill. People are landfill fodder now. That's it. People are for the landfill now. There's so many places where living in the dump every day is a way of life. Gathering up recyclables, finding food, looking for clothing, right? Let's see. But what about the present? How close is science to providing disabled veterans and other amputees with the kinds of advanced appliances that give Steve Austin his formidable edge over evildoers and bullies, right? We're not close enough. Nope, not even. Not even. This is, this is pretty sad. It just makes me look back to where we were headed and how at some point we took a huge yank sideways. And they sold us a bill of goods on the future that they did not deliver on. Period. Period. They realized, somebody somewhere realized that it was better to profit off of humanity than to better it. And it makes you wonder. It really makes you wonder who's in control of this? Why are we continually led down a path that leads nowhere? Yet everybody's so happy to go and spend, extra on the best seats, even though there's no show, right? I gotta heat up my coffee here. It went cold. I'll be right back. Don't go away. I was just passing by my table here, looking down at those Kiss 8-track cartridges there. Dressed to Kill, Rock and Roll all over. Love Gun, Kiss Alive 2. And I was just thinking, that was my favorite era of Kiss. Was their first, before they became unmasked, right? That's my Kiss era, because I was young. I was at the right age for Kiss, up until about 12, 13 years old. I think most Kiss fans back then were about that age. I think once you experienced Kiss as a youngster, you kind of grow up. I think when they grew up and took off the makeup, I grew up and kind of put away Kiss, right? I was getting into better music, basically. I mean, their first several albums were just fantastic in that they were raw, they were real, they were doing the music because that's what they were doing, right? Later it became more about MTV. It became more about a certain look, a certain feel in the music. You know, they fell victim to that old formula gag where, you know, okay, we're going to put an album and it's got to have this kind of song, it's got to have this kind of song, everybody's got to do this. And that's what I found about Iron Maiden, is that they got such a strong formula that it overpowers the album so much that you can literally guess what's coming next when you're listening to an album for the first time. Iron Maiden, new stuff. Okay, here comes that change. You know, okay, now they're going to do a song about a book or a movie, right? They're going to do the dueling guitar thing. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I love Iron Maiden. I just, after a while, I get bored and I gotta move on. That's it. That's all there is to it. So I try to stick to what I know, and what I know is the past. I know past Maiden. I know past Priest. Those bands back then is what I know. I don't know them now. It's all this new stuff. I don't know none of the new stuff. I just don't. Totally. So Henry Winkler, back to Happy Days. Henry Winkler was probably my favorite part of Happy Days. I wasn't so much a Richie fan because I was never into Andy Griffith. I didn't watch him on any of the other shows and movies and stuff that he did, Ron Howard. There were a few things that I knew of Ron Howard back when Happy Days was happening, but very few. So when Happy Days was prime time, I was a Fonzie kid. I mainly because he was different. He was a rebel. He wore a leather jacket. Nobody else did. And while he was a tough guy, he was a sweetheart inside. And that's what I really liked about that character. And then now to find out that he was going through so much in his own life, in his own head, in his own world at that time, that he was a split personality. He was a schizophrenic, because he would be neurotic and worrisome and on edge all the time, not knowing whether he was coming or going, and then he'd put on the leather jacket and all that would go away, and he would be the Fonz and nothing else. And that's pretty weird, because you would think that a guy that you'd see on TV with such a strong character would be that all the time, right? And that Hollywood magic or that fakery that we all have inside of us, right? Because we're always, all of us, we're always faking it all the time. Whether you're faking it with your parents or at school or with your girlfriend or with your boss or with your wife or kids, or, you know, you can't fake it with the Undertaker. I guess you could, but somebody'd find out. Insurance investigator. Those aren't his teeth. Totally. Yeah. And there you go. There you have it. There it is, right there in front of you. Totally Television Tuesday here on Crazy Old Weird Bearded Guy channel. This is me in the mornings. I feel like playing some music, right? I feel like doing a little bit of hoogie woogie. Because I can do that. It's my show. I can do whatever I want. I can not play, or I can play the hell out of my show. Let me go ahead and set up my music here. Just some lyrics and chords. Lyrics and chords. Because, you know. Oh, it's Tuesday. So we should probably do something that has to do with television, right? So we'll get a couple of TV songs here, and we'll get them ready so that if somebody shows up, I can politely encourage them to ask me if they would like me to play them a song, and then I'll do it anyway, because I don't care. It's my show. I'm going to do it anyway. If somebody shows up, I'm playing a song. So, there you go. So nobody's going to show up now. And I'll play a fucking song anyway, man. What are you going to do? What are you going to fucking do, man? I was playing that educational film yesterday, that police training film. And they got into this, and it was called Someone Else's Crisis. And they got into this scene where this hitchhiker girl got picked up and then proceeded to get raped by the guy. And then I'm like, what the hell? It's like they could have, like, okay, I'm gonna rape you. And then, you know, okay, get out of the car. And then they could have, like, omitted so much of it, but they didn't. And I don't know for what purpose they left so much. I mean, it almost got to where it was X-rated. Right? I'm like, geez, I had to actually censor it and turn it off and wait until they got past that, because it was just so icky, right? If I were having to watch that film in a room full of people, I mean, I'd be looking at people wondering, what the hell are you thinking? You know, what are you thinking about? What are you thinking about, right? Because I was thinking, oh my God, this is fucking disgusting. The fact that, you know, they made this for people to watch, to train them, you know. Is that so that the officer knows more how the victim is going to feel by showing more of what the victim has gone through? I don't know. But it made me very uncomfortable, and I had to dismiss it for a moment. And I wish I had dismissed it sooner, but I'm like, okay, they're gonna fade, right? And they didn't. And it just went on, and I'm like, okay, you know, and then the guy's just using foul language and forcing the girl, and I'm like, okay, so this is supposed to be a realistic depiction of what would happen, right? And I'm like, too real. Totally. Going in, cover me. Totally. So anyway, I took this book yesterday to start reading, 1984. I did not. I watched a documentary instead. and called it good. I didn't want to get into reading yesterday, so I didn't. Once it becomes routine, going down twice a week and sitting in the car for an hour and a half, and then driving back, right? So that's like 3 hours a day in the car, twice a week. About, probably a little bit more. 45 down, 45 back, an hour and a half there, and then give or take. So, at some point it's going to become so routine that I'm going to be like, oh geez, I'm going to jump into the back, lay down, and read. And then I'll get my reading time in. And once I start reading a book, it'll be okay. I'll read Mondays and Wednesdays, and then I'll get so into the book that I'll be able. It'll be more like, okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, got to put it down, and then reading it all the time to finish it, and then start the next book. When I start the next book, that one will get read quicker than the first book. Totally, eh? Last night I sat and I played 15 songs until my middle finger started to hurt the tip. Everything else was feeling okay. Usually it's the pinky that goes, right? But I can feel these fingertips are starting to stiffen up now, and I love it. I love it. And I haven't blistered them yet. Usually by now, usually in the first couple of days, getting back to playing, I blister a couple of fingers and I have to stop. I have been putting, once if I play a lot and they really hurt, I'll put them on ice and push my fingertips onto ice until they go numb, and push hard so that it keeps the skin from separating and blistering. And that worked the first couple of days that I did it. And now I don't have to do that. Now I can just play and then stop and then play and then stop. And it hurts, still hurts just a little bit. But I think I should be able to play non-stop within a couple of more weeks. I should be able to just pick my guitar up and sit and play it all day long and not be in pain. And that's what I'm shooting for. Because I need to practice every single song so that I can begin to record them. Okay, this one's done. I got this one. I nailed this one. Every time I play it, I nail it. It's time to record. Every time I play, I swing through most of the songs in the book. Well, most of half. And the one that I'm working on now, the newest one that I wrote over a year ago, and I'm just starting to put the pieces together now, right? Now that I have an electric guitar, I can start to think that way. So my plan is to figure out exactly in this new song exactly where the acoustic guitar is and how it goes and what's the meter, what's the beat, what's the strum, right? And then find that correct tempo, find it on a metronome, right? And get myself set up listening to the metronome, playing the song without vocals, and record it. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to double record it. I'm going to put a reel-to-reel player here, and I am going to record onto the reel, and I'm going to record into the computer as well at the same time. And then I may put two reel-to-reels here so that I can record onto one and then overdub and do a whole bunch of old school overdubbing. Like I said, if I can get the acoustic guitar track laid out and then be able to do a separate vocal track and then a separate electric guitar track. Borrow a bass guitar or pick one up for cheap and do a bass line, some kind of bass track going through there. And if it's all metronomed, then I should be able to dial in the drums pretty easily. Once the music is done, I'll know how the drums are going to feel, right? But I'm pretty much starting from the guitar out. Hopefully it'll come together, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get an old friend, an old Elsinore brother, to help me kind of polish it up, because it's going to need a lot of polishing. What I might do is take it and take all of the separate parts and take them to someone who knows how to edit and put a song together, and then someone who can also take what I've recorded and re-record some of the stuff professionally, right? I can do that on the drums, and I can do it better, and I can add this and this. Go for it. You know, I can take that guitar melody that you've created for the lead and expand on that. Go for it. So I'm hoping I can get a couple of people involved to help me take the song and then create something bigger than it itself, because that would be awesome. And I you know, at some point, even if it's just me on the guitar backing myself up with a few instruments here at home, I just want to get everything recorded and done for posterity, done so that when I'm gone, it is still here, and it is done the way that I wanted it done. Right? That's all. Nothing crazy. But I can't not do it. I have to do it. I have to do it. I have to get my songs done. They're my songs. Nobody else can do them. You know, some songs belong to somebody else, but only I can do them my way, right? Nobody else can do them my way. They're going to do them their way. They're either going to do it exactly the way the song was done originally, or they're going to do it their way. They're not going to do my way, right? They're not going to sing somebody else's song my way. They're going to sing it their way. And I need to do that. I need to get it done. Completed. While with my teeth on last night, I'm trying to do raspberries, and I'm like, wow, this is not working. I'm trying to make raspberries, and I just cannot get my tongue to work with my lips at all. And then I whistled, and I whistled perfectly, and I'm like, wow, well, at least I can whistle, right, with my teeth in. So now I'm thinking, wow, what song do I have where I've got to whistle? Because I'll probably do that. Totally, eh? Anywho, I am going to load up comments here because I can. And there we go. I'm back, baby. I'm back. This is me in the morning. This is what I do. See that picture up here? It fell over. I just haven't fixed it yet. Oh, I want to, but I use the sticky hooks, right? And that wall got warm, obviously, so they just popped off of there. So do I want to just do it again? No. So I'm going to probably use tacks, little thumbtacks, and I'll put little thumbtacks in almost all the way, kicked up a little so I can just hang the thing there, and then put some of those sticky little tabs on the corners of the frame and stick that to the wall. so that it's hooked, it's hanging there, but it's also stuck to the wall, so it's not leaning out or something. I want them all to be the same, well, the same angle. And I think at some point I need to, oh crap, I just remembered, I gotta get my guitars out of the, from the luthier. Crap. Anybody want to buy an 8-track player? Right? Because that's pretty much how I'm going to have to start paying for stuff, is to start selling stuff off. It got really slow in our town, and we rely on the tourism. So it got slow. No tourists. And now, of course, it's back to school time. So now the families aren't coming out on vacation. They're getting their kids back to school. Totally. Totally. Ow. I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to put an ad out in the marketplace, or I was talking to my wife. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up right here on my desk here. I'm gonna set up to work on players and cartridges, and try to get like a half-dozen stereos up and running and working good, and then get several hundred 8-track cartridges ready and refurbished and cleaned and bagged and priced, and then take all of that down with a bunch of other crap and take it down to the right down into town here, because people just set up on the corner and sell stuff, right? And they got like a little mini swap meet going on. And I'm thinking, if the day is right, in other words, it's a nice, calm, cool day, maybe a holiday weekend, something going on in town or something, but a day when there's a lot of people in town, and go set up for the day, right? Go down early in the morning and get set up with the sunrise, and get a canopy set up and screw some auger stakes down into the ground and tie everything, batten it down for the wind that's going to definitely arise, and set up a couple of tables, and yeah, go to town, you know. Go to town. And what's really neat about those auger stakes is that I can tie my tables. I can actually strap my tables down to these things and make my tables. I had to do this when I was camping. My prize tent table blew over, and so I screwed in a couple of stakes and put some ropes down from the armature on the table, strapped it down tight. Table never moved again. The wind was blowing on it, pushing the curtain on it, and it just didn't budge. So now I know how to set up for the wind, and I will. And I'll go down there and I'll get a nice shade canopy set up, and I'll have the van parked there, and I'll have power in the van so I can actually power the devices and show that yes, in fact, indeed they do work, right? Let me turn my key on, plug this in, play it, there you go. Have an extension cord out there so I can just plug shit in right out there, show that it works. I'm not going to be, what I'll do is I'll have some sample tapes. It's like, okay, here's a tape that I've worked on, refurbished, put it in there, play it. Sounds great, right? Well, the other tapes sound just as good. They've all been tested, they've all been repaired, cleaned. So I'm gonna do something like that. I also thought, you know what would be a great, I don't know, a community service slash business would be to have a workshop in town, right in town, downtown. Just have a shop, just a little one-room building with workbenches and toolboxes and different kinds of tools in the workshop, right? Some of them that are loud would be in little cubicles that have sound dampening qualities, right? And have it set up so that people can come in, pay a flat rate to come in, use tools in the area, use manuals, ask for advice, have other like-minded people that come in, and just old guys that just come in and hang out and drink coffee and read their paper and wait for others to come in and need their help, right? And we would take donations of tools and manuals and materials and parts and things, and the whole room would be just set up for people to come and work on things and fix things together and share advice. And then there would be a small shop warehouse thing, maybe in an outbuilding, that are supplies and materials and parts and things that people have donated. You know, well, I got this whole case of washers, different size washers. You know, I bought a bunch of stuff from a hardware store and it just sits there. You guys can have it. And just have a place where people can get together and work on stuff, right? I'm not, you know, new digital, you know, my MP3 player's, you know, my Bluetooth speaker's broken. Well, throw it away and get a new one. You know, I'm talking, you know, my turntable stopped working. Bring it in. We'll see what's wrong with it. You know, somebody's going to be by today who knows just about that stuff, you know. And then I know a little bit about a lot of stuff, you know. Not to mention just buying up manuals and fix-it and repair books and how-to things, you know. So it's like a library, a tool place where you can borrow tools, but you have to use them there. Maybe in the back we can have an enclosed canopy area where you can bring your car by and you can do some weird car stuff. I got to change out the what is it, the PCM. I got to change the PCM on my car. Okay, we'll bring it in, and we know a guy who does that, you know, and he can come in and help you. And then it's just by a flat rate. You come in, you pay a flat rate, and you do whatever you got to do. And then you can donate. You can donate tools, you can donate money, you can donate time, right? That would be a great community service. I would love to have a place like that. Totally. I'm going to reboot my comments again, because I know there's people there. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Totally cool, man. Totally cool. But I think first of all, I'm going to start going through the scores of stereos that I have, and the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of 8-track cartridges. I've got stacks and stacks of 45s that I just don't need, right? I've got so many. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put together all of the 8 tracks, right? And then I'm going to decide, okay, look, here's all of the extras. All of the extras are the first to go. Here's all of the ones that I'm not really interested in. All of those can go. Here are the boxes of tapes that I want to keep. Everything else, those can go. I'll sell new unopened 8 tracks, and if they want to just keep it closed, that's great. Just put it on a shelf, look at it. Otherwise, if you want to open it up and use it, you got to send it back to me, or you got to let me have it first, or I'll repair it right there. You want to listen to this? All right, we have to open this up, change the pad, lube this thing, change the the splice, make sure the tension is good on it, put it back together, and test it. Sounds good? Works? Changes tracks? Does what it's supposed to? You like the machine? You like the tapes? Boom. Package deal. And what I'll probably do is something along those lines, where look, here's 1,008 tracks to look through. Here are a dozen player recorders. Pick a player recorder, pick a case, and pick out 10 cartridges. The case holds 24. Pick out 10, and the package deal is this: the stereo, the speakers, the cartridges, the case, all of the little cables and stuff that go with it. From there, you can purchase more 8 tracks at a per cartridge price. And I won't be selling them cheap, because people buy them for 50 cents, a buck, and then they take them home and they use them for skeet, or they turn them into art projects, or they fix them up and then they sell them for exorbitant amounts of prices on eBay or something. And I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna pick a level. Here's level 1. These 8 tracks are cleaned and refurbished and you listen to them, and they're from $5 to $10, right? The next level up, are more desirable, and they're $10 to $15, right? And then the next ones up are anywhere from $15 to $25 per. And then there'll be some special ones, unopened and stuff, that you'll have to pay a pretty penny for. And I've got a lot of unopened ones. I want to put together the entire Kiss collection, right? Because of 8 tracks, not all of them, but I've got most of Judas Priest on 8 track. So my goal ultimately is to create a little vintage shop, mobile, of course. So I'm thinking 2 to 3 fold-up tables, right? And then how do I display 8 tracks in a way so they're easy to look at, right? And they'll be in bags. What I'm going to do is I think I'm going to get little bags that I can just slip an 8-track in, fold over, put a piece of tape on, and have it nice and fresh and clean and sealed up, just like new. And to kind of have them arranged on, this table over here is, the $5 to $10 table, and over here is the more expensive table. Here's a table with just stereos on it. So I'm looking at 2, 3, 4 tables to set up under a canopy in kind of a U formation, and then maybe a table in the center. Yeah, we'll see. But I'm probably going to have to do this, get it together soon, because I don't want to go and sell stuff in the heat. But if I do this between now and the fall, late fall, well, starting in the late fall when it's really nice outside all day long, that would be the day to, the time of the year to do it. So maybe by Thanksgiving weekend, the town usually fills up on Thanksgiving, kind of take a look at, the forecast as far as bookings. If we get a lot of bookings for Thanksgiving, then the rest of the town has got a lot of bookings. So if that happens, then it might be one of those weekends where on a day where all of the houses are occupied, I might just do that. Get everything set up in the van so that all I got to do is drive down there in the morning and set up my tables and canopies and shit. And bada bing bang boom. Unload a bunch of these stereos. Crazy man stereo. Come buy my stereos. Crazy prices. Yeah, the prices are going to be crazy because I'm not going to let shit go for cheap. Right? I don't know how I'm going to price things. I think I'm going to price things by how it makes me feel. Right? Because I want them to go to good homes, right? So I'm going to give really nice, clean, working stereos with good speakers and everything, tested, approved, and then a really nice, clean case for the cartridges and really nice, clean cartridges to choose from, right? I'm probably going to have to try to figure out how to do covers, the labels, how to do labels on 8 tracks, not reproduce the label, but clean the label and make it smooth again, right? How do we, I'm sure there's a way to do that. I think you have to take the cartridge apart, you have to take that piece with the label on it, and you have to, I think, soak it in something and then lay it out and then roll it flat and then dry it. I think that's how it's done. I think they can be soaked in something and then the label removed and then applied to something else and then that glued on so that you're kind of saving the original label. A lot of people will redo labels, but that's not an original cartridge anymore. That's a reproduction label. So I don't want to do that. I want to keep stuff original. I want it to be nice and clean and usable and viable. That's the important thing, is keeping stuff out of the landfill. And if people are going to pay $100, $200 for a stereo and tapes, they're not going to throw it away in a year, right? They're going to put it up on the shelf and use it. Well, good morning. We got a monsoon going on here. Man, yesterday was crazy. We were driving through dust and wind and then rain, big old giant drops, and then it was just pouring down. We were driving back from the desert, my daughter's first day back to university, and it was crazy. We ordered food, and I had the window down a little bit ordering food, and I had to keep a towel there and keep mopping stuff up because it was just pouring into the window. It's crazy, but it was fun. It was fun. I love weather. Weather's my favorite kind of weather. Well, cheers. Good morning. Here's a bong hit for you. Cover me. I'm going in. Finally, somebody to cover me. So there you go. There you go. There you have it. Arg. Yep, things have been, well, they've been crazy. I'm wearing my teeth almost every day. One day a week I don't wear them to let my gums rest. I wore them yesterday. Wore them all day yesterday. Ate a couple of meals with them in. Did a lot of singing and playing with them in. I'm going to forego putting them on in the morning, especially when I know I'm going to put them on at night. I can't wear them too much because they still rub me raw. There's one spot on the actual dentures that brush up against my gum, and I think there's something there that I need to buff down or something. Yeah, good old Florida, you know. That's another place that I'd like to visit. Joey, he's got a friend down in Florida, and he just recently went down to visit them, and I think they came up and went with him to go to that that convention that he went to, and I never got pictures of. I got a couple of pictures, but not many. Joey, he should be asleep now, though. So yeah, let's see. I threatened to play music as soon as somebody showed up, so I'll probably do that at some point. Why? Because I can. Who's going to stop me, right? Nobody can stop me from doing stuff on my show, unless, of course, I do bad stuff. Then I'll get the hook, and I'll get yanked off. What did you say about yanking off? That's it. Get him. Get him, boys. Totally. I'm wondering what the weather's going to do. I haven't looked outside yet, but I'm wondering what it's going to do today. I imagine it's going to be weird again. My wife said that it's a chance of showers again. We didn't get any showers up. We got a little bit of nothing up here yesterday. Down in the desert, low desert, man, it was crazy. Up here in the high desert, not so much. I just heard the trash man. So the trash man is here on his normal schedule. He's been off lately, but it is Tuesday morning, and it is after 6 a.m. So yay, trash man. Yay, trash man. Yeah, totally. Let's see. Did I play music last time you were here? I think I played some music for WW last week. Last night I played about 15 songs, back to back. I just play a song, put the guitar down, sit for a minute, find another song, play another song. I had my teeth in last night, so I'm like, okay, I gotta play. I said I need to work on my fingers, for my fingertips, strengthen them up, and I need to practice singing with my teeth in, because it's really hard to pronounce words, and I don't want to bite my tongue, trying to do stuff. But I'm getting the hang of it. I'm starting to feel more comfortable with them in, and less comfortable with them out. Right? So that's a plus. At some point, once they stop rubbing me raw, I'd like to put them in the morning and leave them in all day. Right? The only problem is that I've got that nap situation right in the middle of the day. So I'm trying to move my nap up earlier so I can get up in the morning with only a couple of hours sleep, do my show for 3 or 4 hours, and then go back to sleep for a couple of hours, then get up, put my teeth in, and have them in the rest of the day all night. On days where I'm going to be gone all day, like going to Hollywood with my daughter. 3 times in December we're going to go. I'm going to have to sleep in and get up and then put my teeth in early and have them in all day and night. So I'm trying to get to that point by December so that I'm comfortable and it doesn't hurt. After about 6 hours, it's like somebody grabbing your face for 6 hours. That's what it feels like. So after a while, it just becomes kind of like, I just need to get them out. Totally, eh? Are you still there, James? He's like, I'm out of here. I don't want to hear him play. That guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Yeah, the main thing is that I play every day. Whether I play here on the show or not, the main thing is that I play every day so that at some point I can begin to record my stuff again in earnest and move on, right? Get my stuff recorded and move on. Do the things that I want to do, right? my wife and I like to sit and watch TV together. And one of the shows that we like to watch together is A&W, American Ninja Warrior. It's one of those shows that I like to hate watch. I sit there and I bag the backstories, and I'm constantly yelling at people, "Ah, you're an idiot," laughing at everybody, you know. And I enjoy that, mainly because there's no way in hell I could ever get up and do something like that. So I gotta mock them, of course. But we were watching it last night, and one of the backstories is that one of the ninja's fathers passed away. And before he passed away, when he knew that he was going to die, he began living wide. And that was the phrase that he coined, was living wide. If you can't live long, then live wide. Right? So that's kind of the thing that he did. And he spread that message. And I thought, well, that's a neat message there, living wide. And that's kind of something that I need to embrace, is doing as much as I can now while I can do things. Because at some point we're all going to reach that point where we can't do things. Now, in our normal day-to-day lives, we're all about, oh, I can't do that, I got to do this, right? I can't do this, I can't do that. I can't. I got to. At some point, you have to shake off that I can't. And you just have to do it. It's like, okay, I can't not. That's what it needs to be. I can't not. So I'm trying to get there to where everything is, I can't not do this. I have to do this now. I'm not talking about, you know, things that I'd really like to do. You know, jump out of an airplane, or do some diving, you know, some hiking, some serious rock climbing, that kind of stuff. You know, I'm just talking about living all the years I've lived within myself. I need to bring that out, and that's the most important thing that I need to do, is take everything that I've got inside and get that out. Share it with my family, share it with the world. Just have it on record that, look, this is who he really was. He wasn't this guy, he wasn't that guy, he was all of this. He was more than the sum of his parts, or the sum of your ideas, you know. At some point on this channel, there should be enough of me here to create an AI that is remarkably me, right? With emotion and depth and character and knowledge, you know. And much, much more. Wouldn't that be neat? Just feed all of this data from my channel into, it would be more than me, right? It would be me on steroids, right? Because I would have all of the knowledge from all of the ed films, all of the knowledge from all of the old-time radio shows, not to mention all of the direct character traits from all of my morning shows and all of my live stuff. Plus, if I were to add in all of the music and then tell my stories of the past, there would be no mistaking an AI created from all of that. That would blow my mind. If I could win the lottery and have several $1 million at my disposal, I would do that. I would create exactly that. I would create an AI that was me, right? And then I would make that AI responsible for a digital representation of the past, right? Not really a scholar, but more of a curator of the past, someone who learns and explores and brings forth certain knowledge of the past. That would be neat. That would be fun. so that when I'm gone, there's still this thing that is of me left behind. Wouldn't we all want that, right? Well, I certainly do. I'm a dreamer. That's why I'm always talking about winning the lottery and that kind of shit, because I'm a dreamer. I've always been a dreamer. I've been a planner, a schemer, a dreamer, a dawdler, right? Don't dawdle. That's me. I'm a dawdler. Mainly because I have a hard time with reality, right? Reality is pretty fucking real. So I'm more about escape, right? Obviously. As I load another bong hit. Yeah, totally. Escape. Let me see it. Check out this guitar here and see what it sounds like. Well, I don't know if there's anybody there. Yep, that's right. Yep. I don't know, they look pretty balanced, my voice and the guitar. So, there's that. I guess if I need to, I can go there. But there's nobody here. Nobody to impress. Nobody to share my talentless musical abilities. You know, it's okay to be self-deprecating. Is that the right word? Yeah. It's okay. You know, if you don't, then you ain't gonna feel some good when somebody else does it. You know. No, it's okay to bring yourself down to everybody else's level. You know. We should all be on the same level. No one should feel better than anyone else. Nobody should feel beholden to anyone else. We should all feel like we're on equal footing. I think that right there would help us get along a lot easier. Knowing that when it comes down to it, we're all the same. We all require the same things to get by, or pretty damn close, right? We all need food, we all need water, we all need air, we all need love and affection, we need friendship, we need knowledge, we need, there's so many things we need that are such commonalities that, how could we not feel like we're the same? Because we're all the same. Regardless of the differences that are thrust upon us by society and politics and all that. The media, we're all the same. Shake off all that crap, and we're all just brothers and sisters on this planet. That's it. That's all. Get a hold of that, because that's what it's all about. Let's grab 1977 TV Guide with Starsky and Hutch's David Soul on the cover, right? Don't give up on us, baby. We'll see you. All right, Tuesday, August 16, 1977. 7:30, Hollywood Squares. Charo, George Gobel, Gabriel Kaplan, Paul Lynn, Connie Stevens, McLean Stevenson, Nancy Walker, and Demond Wilson, and Jonathan Winters. There you go. All right. Okay, here we go. At 8 o'clock, how appropriate is this? Happy Days. It's a repeat. The future looks khaki for the boys when they receive orders to report to their Army classification physicals. Oi. Yep. There you go. Music in Jerusalem. CBS reports. So, ABC, is that right? The first 6 seasons were on CBS, and then it moved to ABC, right? I think is what happened. Or, I don't know. So they sold half of the series or some shit. Something weird went on. We also have CBS Reports with Bill Moyers. Israel occupied West Bank. So, of course, even back then, there's always something going on there in Israel. It's just the way it is, right? Legacy of the Year of the Bicentennial. Also at 8, Baba Black Sheep, another show we've talked about here. At 8:30, Laverne and Shirley, my favorite show of that year, besides Baba Black Sheep. Barbra Streisand and For Pete's Sake. There you go, with Michael Sarrazin. Michael Sarrazin. What a funny guy. The Mikado, also at 9. MASH, also at 9. Also on Tuesday night, August 16, 1977, Dying, 1976 TV movie. And it's got 3 stories. Excellent. Policewoman. And then at 9:30, One Day at a Time. At 10, Kojak and Police Story. At 10:30, Hogan's Heroes. At 11 o'clock, Nova, The Transplant Experience, and heart transplant. So we're talking about more of that bionic man shit. Fernwood Tonight, and Love American Style, Paul Newman movie, WUSA, 1970. Johnny Carson, guest host John Davidson with Natalie Cole. A Night to Remember, the movie. At 1 a.m., Tom Snyder, smoking his cigarettes and talking about preserving privacy in the computer age. And this is 1977. Wow. And then we are on into Wednesday morning. And let's take a look at the cigarette ads in this one here, because I love the cigarette ads. There's a Carlton, of course, so there's one. We can get for 5 cents, you can get 6 tapes of records. And I'm looking at those thinking, well, I got a bunch of those. What else do we got here? We got alcohol, so there's 1 alcohol, 1 tobacco. 1 alcohol, 1 tobacco. There is another cigarette, so there's 2 cigarettes, 2 tobacco, 1 alcohol. Oh, automobile, those are cute little trucks, aren't they? 1 alcohol, 2 tobacco. Male, artery hardening. David Soul. Oh, a double page. Ooh, so that's 3 there. There's usually about 6 or 7. So we're up to 3. We're halfway there already. Now sometimes there's 1 in the middle, so we'll just kind of browse through this really quick and see if we see, oh, there's 1, there's Advantage, so that's 4. Look, another double page. Wow. There's 4. And we got some more tobacco or alcohol here somewhere. Really? Mentholatum. I'm telling you. These Disney books here. I used to sell Disney books. I did a telemarketing back in the 90s. Some silver jewelry. So we're up at 4. Is that where we're at? 4 tobacco ads and 1 alcohol ad. Okay, here we go. We're getting towards the beginning of the book here. The magazine. Alright. And what do we got here? And there's always a recruitment one. So there we bear aspirin. And so we're at 4 and 1. There's the recruitment for the Army. I think the other one had Navy in it. There's 5. So we're almost there. There's 6. And we'll work back this way. And there's ooh, look at that. Some more booze, right? tropical drinks, Heifer's Cow. That's not. Is it alcohol? It is. Maybe not. It is not. Wow. So that's 6, and that's, is that 6 or 7? 5, 6, 7. 7. 7. That's it. So 7. And that's an interesting RCA color track television there. I like that. I wish I had one of those. That would be cool. I've got an RCA color television, tube television sitting over there. It's pretty cool. I love it. At some point I'll send one of the tubes in to get replaced so I can not have it do that double image thing. Right? Totally. Okay, I am going to stay on as long as I can stay on today. It's Tuesday, so I don't think anybody is getting up for anything. So, I'm not going to wake anyone. Of course, I'll probably hear the door swing open at some point later on, and she'll be like, "Why didn't you wake me up? You didn't tell me nothing, man." I can just play stupid, right? I can do that. Boy, can I play stupid. Are you talking to me? I didn't know you were talking to me. I didn't know. I gotta heat up my coffee. I don't even want to try it. I'm gonna heat it up. I'll be back. We're gonna do some hot coffee. We're gonna do another bong hit if I can get someone to cover me. And I may or may not play. I mean, I was kind of hoping I could have someone there to entertain. If what I do can be called entertainment. But we'll see. We'll see. No, really. I think putting together a little mobile store. Something that I can take and set up within a half an hour. I think it would probably be worth it to try to give it a shot on a weekend where the population in town is just crazy. And try to take advantage of some of that tourism dollar, right? Come up with a nice sign that I can park out there that says 8-track stereos and cartridges for sale. Like new, right? And then even have the stereos wrapped in plastic, safe. It would be nice to be able to come up with some boxes that almost fit, so that I can put a little styrofoam and package things up. At some point even try to dig up manuals or print out copies of manuals, owner manuals and stuff. That would be neat too. I do have a lot of vintage cables that I can clean up and send with them. this one stereo that I have here now, this little purple and black JCPenney 8-track player. That's its own unit. It doesn't need a stereo receiver or anything. It's got its own preamp built into it. You can wear headphones, or you can use the speakers there that go with it. That comes with vintage cables, and that box here, this case, and that holds 15, and it's the same thing. You can pick out 10 cartridges and the player, and then the cartridges after that you've got to pay X amount of dollars for. So you can fill up the case, buy 5 more and fill up the case. You know, fill up the case with new ones that are unopened, so that it looks like, you know, wow, you just went to Tower Records, right? Totally, eh? Totally. Yeah, I you know what? It's just a little time machine. If you put that on your shelf, you know, and you got that little case, that's just a little time machine. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build some little display boxes like this one here, this display box. Build some old school display boxes like that, that go with the stereo and the speakers, so that you get a case, and you get this little display. You can display your tapes, hang it on the wall so you can put tapes in the slots, but on the top of it you can actually make some little wooden easels that hold the cartridges like little pictures, right? That would be cool too. So you can have some displayed on top and the others tucked inside, have your new ones up on top, right? That would look cool. Have that on the wall above and behind your stereo with the speakers beside it. That's a cute little wall display right there. Totally. Right? And I've got all the tools that I can build. I can build those things so easily. You know? Just pick up little bits of wood here and there, because you don't want to make it out of new wood. You want to make it out of older wood, recycled, reclaimed wood, smoothed out and sanded, and just put it on the table saw, and just, you know, on the sides just cut a bunch of grooves, you know, and on the top cut some grooves for the up and down, those rails and stiles, right? And create a bunch of little pockets, you know. Create, if the stereo comes with a case that holds 15, then you want to have, you know, or 20, or what, you want to have one that holds at least what is in your case, so you can display it. And then when you have to pack everything up, you can take your stereo and put it back in the box with the speakers and pack it up with the styrofoam, and then put the tapes back in the case, and now it can be packed, you know, shipped and moved and stuff safely. Totally. I would have on the box, you know, retain this box for moving and shipping or resale. Keep the box. Keep this box for, you know, for storage and resale. And you can, then it'll have places in the box to put everything. Yeah, I just want everything to go to good homes. You know, I want everything to have a good life after it leaves me. I want it to then go on to some place where it's going to last a long time and get handed down or sold or whatever. You know, I'm not looking to make a lot of money. Once I know that people are like, yes, I want more cartridges, the price per cartridge will be X amount, but it'll come down for those people because they want it, right? They're going to keep it. They're worthy of having it, right? So I can say, look, when you buy a box of 8 tracks from somewhere, send them to me. I will go through each one individually and refurbish it, and then send it back to you for a, you know, a nominal fee. You know, you pay for shipping, and you pay X amount for each cartridge to be repaired. You pay 50 cents per cartridge, you send them to me, you pay me $5 a pop, and I go through it inside and out and make it worthy again, and then send it back to you. There's a lot of people out there that do that, and they're all really, really busy all the time. So, totally. I'm just going to stay long today, in case anybody's interested, in case anybody stops by, blah, blah, blah. When I get done here, I have to do some research for the video time machine Friday. I need to gather up as much obituary information as possible, see who has passed away in the last few weeks, mostly the last week and a half, because that's when I've been kind of out of it. So yeah, the last few weeks I've been kind of gone from the computer. So today I'm going to get back to the grind and kick it up a notch. I've got about a week to upload more channel. I'm running out of videos on my channel to go live, right? I got no new stuff coming up after next week, so I need to put together a bunch of escape videos this week. I need to put together a bunch of random video, old-time radio videos. I need to gather and create a whole bunch more ed films. So I got a lot to do. But if I can do this over the next few weeks, then at some point I can walk away from it again for a few months and really focus on music, really focus on creating some original content. I keep getting flashes of another documentary based on kind of my early childhood, right? The first one I did, Hi, They Call Me Mike. I think the next one is Hello, My Name is Michael! Exclamation point. And pick it up kind of where I started the first time, but fill in all of the big pieces and do a small area. Just do a small few-year spot in my early childhood. Pick a location and a year or two and talk about the experiences in that period. And then break up the 70s and 80s into a couple of year increments and work with it that way. I'm gonna go and reboot my message board. Nothing going on, nobody here, just nobody here but us chickens. There's about 9 minutes left in the regularly scheduled show. I'm just gonna stay here and blah blah blah. Somebody else is bound to show up and I can say good morning to, and then we can call it a day. Apparently my alarm did not go off this morning, so that's good. Usually an alarm goes off at about 6:45 to 7. urging me to wake up my wife. Nothing happened this morning. I hear a car going by. Just keep on going. If anything weird ever happens here while I'm live, I'm going to stay live unless it's too weird. This is reality here. It is. I swear it's real. So next week, I'm going to switch it up again, and I am going to fill this table with 8-track cartridges. I am going to try to gather all of my 8 tracks from everywhere else. I have a dozen or more, probably more than a dozen cases that are filled with 8 tracks, right? So I'm going to take all of the cases that are filled with repaired, working 8 tracks, and I'm going to clean all of those and bag them up. And then I'm going to take all of the other ones that haven't been refurbished and go through each one individually and give it the works. I'm also going to print out little tiny little labels that I can put inside of the bags that have my information to get in touch with me to repair, refurbish, that kind of stuff. If you want more stuff, hit me up and I'll, let me know what you're looking for and I'll find it, or let you know where you can find it. Once people get into it, they're like, they start off at like this level, right? And they're like, yeah, buy the best, and then they realize that now they can buy this for a little bit less, and they can buy tapes themselves and repair them and fix them, so then they get into the whole 8-tracking thing. Because it's a whole way of life. It's a lifestyle. It's like vanning, it's like skateboarding, the lingo and the specialty tools and stuff. So I want to get those people who want to get into it and they know nothing about it, right? But they know that from me they can get a machine that looks good, it works good, tapes that play good, everything works, and everything should feel like new, right? And curate little packages so that you're either coming back because you want to buy a couple of tapes, or this is your first time and you want a player and you want a box of tapes. And I've got a few 8-track car models, 8-track player decks for the car. So I'm really hoping I can fix a lot of these things up and actually have stuff for this is for your car, this is for your kids' room or your bedroom, this is for your living room, this is to take on to go on a picnic, right? These are different ways you can enjoy 8 tracks and try to have all of those different ways, because I do have a couple of portables. I do have a few auto decks with the cassette thing you can put inside and then play the cassette, and all of these things are solid state, so regardless of what has happened, as long as something isn't too far gone, I should be able to put together quite a few machines worth quite a few bucks. And then just keep an area set up like these are my tables, this is my canopy, these are my stakes, these are my ropes, this is what I use to set up You know, this is all in a bag here. This goes, these tables go, this canopy goes. These are my tarps and everything. And then have several boxes. Look, these are my stereos. These are my speakers. These are my 8 tracks. These are my cases. And then on top of that, you know, these are my 45s. These are, you know, old school cameras and whatnot. Little things that at some point I just don't need, right? There's so many things that I have that I just don't really need. Things that I like and want, but I don't need 12 8-track players. I need two. I need one really good one and a really good backup. I've got a Panasonic over there. I got a Pioneer down here. And I'm going to be going through, and then I'll just keep the best of the best for me, and everything else fix up so that if I didn't have this, this is the one that I would want. But I got this, so this one I'm going to sell. But I'm going to sell it at a good price because why would I part with it otherwise, right? I'll just put it on a shelf and keep it. If you're not going to pay that for it, that means that you don't really want it and you're not going to take care of it, and it's going to wind up in the landfill. So in that case, I would rather keep it on my shelf. So if you're not going to pay X amount of dollars, that's fine by me. I enjoy it being on my shelf and knowing that it works. I could pull it down at any time and use it. I could gift it to someone, you know. So I won't just be dribbling stuff out, you know, for easy low prices. Not when I've put all of the time into collecting and curating and repairing and restoring and refurbishing. No, hell no. I'm curating museum-worthy sets of items, right? I just got some more K-Tel 8-tracks. I got an Alvin and the Chipmunks, which is really cool. That's going to go great with my Walt Disney one, and some of the other, you know, cartoon sounds. And I got a Wacky Westerns K-Tel, and I think I have one of those already. So I'm going to be looking through everything and setting aside doubles, groups. Here's everything from this band, you know, that I have, and then doing double stacks of that. Like, okay, here's the copies, and then I'm just going to be getting rid of stuff that I have on LP or I don't need, you know. Mainly what I'm going to be keeping are items to have for my own display, and every once in a while I can pop an 8-track in and actually play it, right? So that it is an addition to my collection, right? Not the entire collection. I don't need the entire collection of everything on 8-track as well. I got everything on LP. I don't need it on 8-track as well. I don't need, you know, 6 copies of Chicago 9. So I'm just going to clean a bunch of stuff up, bag it, tag it, and then just lay out tables filled with 8-tracks. Stacked up machines and speakers and the works. You want to try it out? Plug it in, put a tape in, boom. Works great, huh? Headphones? Boom, boom. And if you want more tapes, shoot me a message. I'll shoot you some photographs of what you're looking for. Bada bing, bang, boom. That's it. A little DigiPay, a little DigiCash, and boom, bing, bang, boom. Post office is right there. I got no trouble going there and mailing stuff. And I package stuff well. So there you go. Fun on a bun. Fun on a bun. Well, it is after 7 a.m. and I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. Of course, at some point I will be. But until then, I am here. I am here. I'm weird. Get used to it. I keep smoking all the bong hits, so I guess I'm gonna set that aside and we'll be done with bong hits for the morning, lest I just crawl back into bed. And I can't afford to do that today. I can take a nap at some point today, but I've got to get some stuff done first. I really do have to get this video time machine up and rolling. I need to get my channel back on track. The holidays are coming up, and I have to figure out if I'm going to be... last year I did holiday shows and loaded all kinds of great stuff on Thanksgiving and Halloween and Christmas and stuff. I don't think I want to do that this year. I think I've done enough of that. What I might do is do a live holiday show and air live some of the things that I like about the holidays, right? Do a I'd really like to do a rose parade, right? Tournament of roses. That would be nice. So I might try to dig up one of those and get that on the channel. Something that we can watch together live. Something that I've put on the channel and got a quality control but kept private. And then I can just air the video live. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see in the Pussycats. Yeah. Totally. I think like everybody else, I'm trying to keep my head down, you know, and keep going ahead with me, right? Just trying to take care of me and my family and just life in general, right? I think everybody pretty much just puts their head down and just moves forward and keeps going. Try not to pay attention too much with what's going on around you, because you can't get involved, you can't afford the time, you can't afford the money. And that's just horrible, isn't it? Isn't that just horrible? So I need to try to pick my head up. I need to start living wide, and I need to pick my head up, and I need to share more of who I am with the rest of the world, because at some point you're just gone, right? And ain't nobody gonna share you like you can share you. So do it while you got the chance. You never know. You may wake up dead one day. You may wake up with a horrible, you know, boil on your face that, you know, that's a cancerous tumor. I mean, who knows? Anything could happen. So take advantage of the time you got. Do something. Do you. Get you out there. Show people who you are. You know, I'm not talking about that fake person that we share on Facebook, right? That, you know, oh, look at me and look at my glamorous life and look at me in front of this car and in front of this house. That's not mine, but it makes me look cool and people think that I'm that. I'm talking about digging deep inside and chiseling that shit out and sharing it with the world, right? You don't have to, you know, TMI, we don't need to know too much, right? But we need to know who you are, right? We want to know who you are. We want to remember you the way you want to remember, not the way other people want to remember you. You know, nowadays we can share ourselves so easily, completely, that you can actually get to know somebody firsthand, you know, watching videos. I think that's pretty cool. Pretty dang cool. I heard a noise. I don't know what it was. Could be somebody waking up. Could be a dog, really. Go back to bed, dog. Go back to bed. Let's see, what am I going to do today? I am going to work on Video Time Machine. I'm going to upload some videos. Try to plan out the next, 4 months of my channel, right? September, October, November, December. So I need to plan out the next 4 months plus so that I can get into next year before I really got to do anything, you know. So I used to do videos every day. I was uploading videos for that week, right? And then I started planning a week out. It's like, okay, I got this week loaded, let me plan out next week and upload that. And then I would just stay a week ahead. And then I started planning out 2 months ahead. Let's plan out all the videos, create all of those videos, upload all of those videos, and get them dated so they go public on specific dates, specific times, right? So everything is all programmed out like a TV guide. Makes it easier to do the program guide. And I found that's the most efficient way to do everything, assembly line style. You know, do all of these shows at once and get them created and uploaded, created and uploaded, created and uploaded. Just keep doing it, and just schedule everything out. Just schedule everything out. And now I have to print out a weekly guide, and that's a lot. That's a lot of weekly guides. That's like 16, 18 pages, 16, 18 weeks that I need to print out, and then I need to fill out that form. I need to put in all of the shows, the show titles, when and where, what date, and create a little booklet of the next 18 weeks. And then work on it just like a work spreadsheet. Work, you know, here's my to-do list, and go through it week by week, and every day try to load up a week's worth of programming, right? A week's worth of morning radio shows, a week's worth of afternoon radio shows, and then a week's worth of educational films. And then move on to the next week and get all of the radio shows and the ed films all loaded up for 18 weeks. And then that just leaves morning shows and creating program guides and video time machines and whatever other live elements, what other elements I need for live shows. And I do want to do more live. I was talking to my daughter about doing a Saturday morning show where I come on at about 8 or 9 and I introduce some stuff and show a little movie that I put together, a little 1-hour show that I put together, which will have some old commercials that we'll talk about, a little short cartoon, and then some more commercials or movie trailers, and then a little ed film feature, and then close it out, and then have an end to the show where I can then come back on and close the show. So I introduce it live and I end the show live, but the show is recorded much like a mini video time machine. The structure will be very similar, and I will probably be using elements from my favorite elements from video time machines, right? So I'll go through my list of video time machines and I'll find specific elements that I like, and I'll put together episodes and then create those episodes in 1-hour videos, probably less than 1 hour. So I've got a few minutes to come on, introduce it, air it, and then come on after it and close it, and then be like an hour live. And then on Sunday mornings, I think I want to do a complete live show where where it comes on at 7 a.m. on the West Coast. So I'm more likely to get someone on my show at about 8 a.m., right? Have somebody that I want to talk to get up a little bit early that day and get ready for the show, and then I call them and join them in their home at, a specific time that we've agreed on, and I give them a call and we talk. And I think the first part of the show would be discussing history, this week in history. What happened this last week in history? Who did we lose in history? What happened? So that we can better compare it to what's going on today. And then talk about some of the stuff that we've done that week, right? Kind of a week wrap-up thing. We can dive a little more into something that we talked about. Like if I were to do a Sunday show, I would be talking a little bit more about Jodie Foster in 1976 and 1977. And I would be talking to someone who is familiar with the Allman Brothers, right? So, Almond. So it would be something like that, If I'm working on my song, I would want to have someone on who's helping me work on it. Try to tie the week up on Sunday and wrap it up, put a bow on it, and call it good, and then start the new week. And on Sunday morning, I should know what's going to be happening the next week and give you so in 2 hours, I should be able to tell you what's going on in history, do a couple of things to wrap up the week of the morning show and the other shows that are on, and then hopefully bring on a guest live who can talk about one of those things, and then share what's happening the next week, and then call it a show. That's a 2-hour show right there. I don't know how I would be able to do it with that late in the day without the house completely having to stifle and be quiet, right? Because that's kind of a bummer. I hate to do that to my family. That's why I keep the air on, so that if they're out doing stuff, it's not really so much. They can whisper and talk and stuff, and I can't hear them, which means you can't hear them, which, it's a polite thing to do. But to do something in the middle of the morning when everybody's just waking up, right? My daughter, she can sleep till noon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon here. So it would just be, okay, do it in the morning on Sunday, late enough so that my wife could get up and get coffee and then do her morning thing for a couple of hours without interrupting my 2 hours that I would need to do my Sunday morning. And a Sunday morning shows is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. I just haven't really had the direction, and this morning show here, this 5 days a week, this is going to have to evolve into something more than it is, that it keeps becoming more and more and more, and I think eventually it has to evolve into something that I haven't really fathomed yet. I've got some ideas. Sharing more of what I have here and more of what I do with what I have here, right? And if I can spend a bunch of episodes working on machines, working on 8-track cartridges, getting things together for a traveling salesman type deal, you know, where I can go, park in a spot, set up for the day, and, you know, ta-da, here's a bunch of stuff. Anybody like this kind of stuff? You know, but it's gotta be a sign out there that says 8-track tapes, players, you know, refurbished players, you know, 8-track tapes like new, because that's going to be the selling point, so that I can get more than 50 cents and $1 per cartridge, because I didn't invest time and energy and the little bit of money I did in getting these things so that I could just turn them over to somebody who's going to hand them down to their kid, and he's going to turn them into an art piece or use a shotgun on them, right? So it's like when you have a litter of puppies and you want them to go to a good home. They're just mutts, right? You could give them away, but you charge $20 or whatever for the dog, because if that person is going to invest that money into that dog, they're not going to take it and shoot it, right? They're not going to take it and, you know, do evil things to it. Or maybe they will, but more than likely they're going to invest more money into taking care of the animal. So, yeah. Some of these machines, I will say, look, here's the oil that goes with the machine, and here's how to open it up, right? Pull the machine out, plug it in, turn it on, put the oil in, you know, and watch the oil go down, and then just keep putting oil in that one little spot, you know, and that's what you do. And that's how you take care of this machine. Check the belt. Is the belt cracked or broken? Does it look stretched out? Is it starting to sound weird? You know, keep this thing clean, or it's going to grab your tape and wind it up, you know. Certain things you need to know about 8-tracks. Don't leave it unattended. Don't just walk away from it. Don't just let it play over and over and over and over again. You're going to burn it out. It's going to die. And we don't want that. You know, do regular maintenance on it, or bring it in for regular maintenance. But don't just ignore it. And know certain things about these finicky old machines so that you don't get screwed up and you don't waste all of this money on something that's now destroyed because you didn't take care of it, you didn't use it properly, right? It's kind of cold, but there's just not enough there to go heat up. I got another good swaller there, and that's about it. That's it. Just another good swaller. Yeah, there's so many things that I want to do and get done, and move on to the next thing and get done, and then move on to the next thing and get done. And they've been piling up for decades. So, I don't know how long I can continue the channel the way it is without that interfering with the other plans of getting shit done, right? I may have to give up on the channel's normal programming just so I can spend time working on my music or my videos, my original content, right? Because when it comes to making a video, a family type video, or an autobiographical video, it's a lot of research and itemizing and curating and dating and cataloging stuff, and then building that into a story that I can tell, and then actually telling the story. It's a difficult thing to deal with. It's way easier for me to find a melody and write a song, right? It's a lot easier to find some old-time radio shows, work them into a video, and then upload. And at the same time, I can't work on any more videos because my computer hard drives are already so backed up with data that I haven't room to squeeze any more new stuff in. So that being said, and that realization, I don't know what else I can create. I probably have enough room on this computer here to create another couple of video time machines. But other than that, next week is the last week of programming that I have, right? So, not to mention that, but another realization, I still have to get over to the luthier and pick up my wife's mandolin and my Kramer Farrington. So I've got all of these things going on. Plus, I need a new hard drive, which that in itself is 120, 140 bucks, right? So I think what I'm going to have to do, rather than work on my channel and creating stuff for my channel aside from the video time machine, is curate a whole lot of crap here that I can sell, right? So I need to find a good supply of little bags that are perfect size for my 8 tracks. That's what I need. I also need a box of 45 record sleeves. God, I've got so many 45s. I need some boxes is what I need. I need boxes that I can put records into, boxes I can put tapes into. I got a lot of machines that I need to work on. Open them up, check them out, test them, find out what they require, and then order those things. I was telling somebody, my wife or daughter, the other day that I need to order a big bag of random size belts for old machines, right? So that I can just take a belt and go through the bag and say, okay, here's the size, you know, and fix my fucking machines. Oil shit up, clean shit off, demagnetize shit, put new belts on, polish it up on the outside, blow it out on the inside, make these things look and feel like new, put it in a bag and price it. Boom. Next. And have little warning labels. Look, don't use unattended. Don't let play for more than one cartridge without giving it a rest. You know, shit like that. You know, this is for historical display and limited use only kind of thing. And let people know up front that it's not an MP3 player. It's not a Bluetooth thing. It actually has solid state moving parts that you need to take care of. It's like your car, you know, routine maintenance and care. Sounds like the house is waking up, so I will be saying good day to you, and moving on with my day, and sharing the rest of my day with my family, my dogs, my wife, my daughter, and my little obligations here. So with all of these realizations of what I'm able to do on my channel, I may just have to speed up the whole idea of setting up a shop somewhere and trying to make some money with all of my stuff here, right? I've got like probably 1,045 records, and I've probably got 1,000 8-tracks. So 8 tracks are the things that I need to go through and refurbish and take a magic eraser and clean everything off, right? A bag, you know, a box of 1,000 bags would be perfect. A little scotch tape in a bag, boom. A little printed label, a little round sticker with the date, you know, the month and the year. and my signature, which is my initials, which just means that it's been refurbished here. So you know that it's good. And I need to do that on all of mine. Just a little tiny little... That's the only thing that should be added to it once it's all done, is a little label that says it's clean, it's good, ready to go. All right, people, I will be talking to you tomorrow morning. Look forward to Minecrafting returning this Monday. Keep your fingers crossed. My daughter and I are diligently working at it to get us back on the air, doing Minecrafting, listening to the Grateful Dead, hanging out, doing that stuff. All right, people, you know the drill. All right, be kind, spread peace and love, not bullshit. Do something for yourself, but do something for somebody else too. Why? Because it's good, makes you feel good, makes somebody else feel good, makes the world a better place, makes you a better person, yada, 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 right? Most especially out there, stay weird, because if you ain't weird, ain't nobody gonna do it for you. You know, being nice to people nowadays, that's pretty weird, so do that. Just do it, man. Just be weird. All right, people, I love you. I will talk to you soon. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I'll see you in the morning, and adios.